Hey everyone, Hassan here, and I got another Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. As you can see right here, I have more Ranger Key packs! Yay! So, we have a bunch to go through here. We have 7 more Ranger Key packs. This is Wave 2 of the releases. Wave 1 had Super Megaforce, Megaforce, Samurai, Lightspeed Rescue, Lost Galaxy, Mystic Force, and Wild Force. Has those 7 seasons. Wave 2, as you can see right here, has got Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Time Force, Ninja Storm, and SPD. So 7 more Ranger Key sets. And on the back of the packaging on pretty much all of the products so far, if you've noticed, they've all shown collect them all, the Ranger Key packs. They've always shown the same ones on the packaging, and there's 14 on here, and 7 key packs in Wave 1, 7 in Wave 2, dun 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 dun. So we now have all of the keys that have been shown here released in Ranger Key packs. So this is Wave 2. Same thing, they're in the same kind of packaging. So you have the Red Ranger from each season. You have, they all say Super Megaforce here, but then the specific season right there. So let me kind of show you the packaging for each one by one, because I think the packaging is pretty sweet. And then I'll open them up and we'll have some fun with that. So first off, we have Mighty Morphin, as you can see there. So I was surprised this wasn't in the initial wave of Ranger Key releases. Kind of surprising that they waited. And so the Red Ranger one is there, and then blue and black right there. Again, it says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right there. Unlock the power, 3 ways to play. So I will show you guys the sounds that these keys make in the Morpher. I will scan them in the card scanner app. And you can play a little mini game. I played the game in my review of Wave 1. So you can check that out in the description box below if you haven't already. All it is you just line up the keys and you just flick one and knock them down and see how many you can get to flip, and it's kind of a lame game. But you can check that out though in my review there. I'm not going to be doing it this time around. I'm just going to open these up, show you them up close. Oh, there's the better images there of the game right there. But I will show you the sounds and the clips that they play. And again, the same Ranger keys all over there. Alright, that's Mighty Morphin. We have Zeo. So here is the Zeo pack right here. And very interesting, we have female Ranger keys, yay! So unfortunately, Toy Fair recently happened, and they confirmed that they don't really have plans to release female Ranger keys, which is very unfortunate. It's kind of annoying because, you know, they say that, you know, they wanted to focus on the certain keys or whatever, but they could have easily done 5 packs of the seasons, like seriously. So that's frustrating. But it makes this even more awkward as to why they picked the Yellow Ranger for this pack. I have no idea. I really don't know. But we have it, I guess. So yay, female Ranger keys. At least we have something there. So there's that. All right, it's Turbo time. Isn't that from that movie, Jingle All the Way? I think so. But there we go. Turbo keys, so pretty sweet to get more turbo keys there. And I don't think I have Turbo Red so far. I've gotten the Mighty Morphin Red with the Morpher. I got the Zeo Red with the Zeo Racer. I don't have In Space either, so that's new. So the In Space keys right there, and the In Space logo. So that's pretty cool. Time Force I don't have either. And I'm very excited about. Actually, no, I do have Time Force, sorry. I think so, because of the, do I have Red Time Force Ranger? No, I don't. I don't think so. Actually, I'm wrong. Sorry, I don't have Red Time Force. Although, why not? Isn't there a Red Time Force cycle? I should have a Red Time Force. I'm confusing myself. I don't see it in my little Ranger Key collection right now. But I feel like I should, because there was a Time Force cycle, I think. So I probably do, but I'm really confused now. Ninja Storm. Oh, and we have another female Ranger Key. Yay! And our first one that's like a light blue color, so that's pretty cool. And another yellow key. So this is kind of a pretty special pack here, because it's kind of got ones that we don't have too much of. Yellow, female, and light blue, which is kind of unique to this. So, yay, Ninja Storm. And SPD. So, pretty sweet right there. SPD. So I will be opening all these up. If I do have the Time Force key, I will find it and do a comparison later in this video. So all of the keys I already have, I will do comparisons of. So definitely check those out. But it's time to open this up, and let's take a look. Alright, so I have all of the new Ranger keys out of the box. Here they are, all lined up, and they all look pretty cool. So let's take a look at them one by one. First up, Mighty Morphin. So, here is the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Hopefully it'll kind of focus a little bit. Yeah, so we've seen this key already somewhat. So here's the key from the pack on the right side. And now on the left side is the one that came with the legendary Morpher. So just looking at it, you can see some slight differences in the chest pattern a little bit. This triangle is a bit more wide, or diamond rather, and this one is more thin there. The helmet piece, as you can see, on the key pack, it's more of like there's like a thicker red on there, and even the top part of the design of the helmet is a bit more thick a little bit. And the white paint also extends up a little bit further on this key there, and not as high on the key on the right. So there's some significant differences there between the two keys. So there's the back. The way that you can tell them apart, by the way, is that it might be kind of hard to pick up on camera, but this right there, I don't know if it'll focus, says PR-008. So that is the numbering there for the key. And on this side, it has the same thing, but it's not only written there, but it's also written, or actually it's not written in there, sorry, there's another number in there, which is, that's upside down, there it is, this way is the right way. So there's another number in there. It's very hard for me to even read, but that's how you know. The ones that have the number written in there are the ones from the key packs. This guy, he's just blank. So that's how you can kind of note that difference there. Yeah, out of these, personally, I like the key pack one better. In fact, it almost looks like it's a slightly darker red a little bit too. Maybe that's just a light. Actually, yeah, that might just be a light thing. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But I like the more pronounced helmet. Like the visor is thicker and kind of the helmet shape there. I think the diamonds look a little bit better. Just overall, I like the key pack one even better. So there's kind of that little comparison. And real quick, I have comparison with the Zeo Ranger red key right there, which I really don't like the helmets on these at all. They're like very pointed and just kind of weird, and I just really don't like those. Anyways, so yeah, so there's this guy right here, and if I flip it, that's what the little design looks like there. So there you have it. Alright, so that is Mighty Morphin Red. Alright, Mighty Morphin Blue. So here we have Billy, Triceratops, and he looks pretty good. I like the helmet sculpt and everything. Looks pretty solid there. So yeah, looks good. And there's kind of a little design there as well. So pretty sweet. There's the Blue Ranger. All right, here's the Black Ranger. Pretty cool as well. Now my key, I didn't notice this until I opened it up, but there's a giant white splotch of paint at the top, which is that's not very cool. I mean, personally, I don't mind too much because, you know, when you're looking at it straight, you really can't tell. But if you're kind of messing around with the keys, you will notice the white splotch on the head there. So that's kind of annoying. But that's one thing to pay attention to when you get the key packs. Just double check the paint on them. There's that right there. So I don't mind it too much because I'm not going to be staring at it like this. But still, just keep an eye on it, you know, if you do care. There's that there. Alright, on to Zeo. So here is the red Zeo Ranger right there. And looks pretty good. I mean, basic, you know, helmet design with the star and stuff. But looks pretty interesting there. And kind of has some, is that dirt or something? I don't know, some like scuff marks or something. But there's the design of the key there. Now I have him, the red Zeo Ranger, here on the left side. This one is the one from the Zeo Racer Zord, and the right side is from the pack. So as you can tell, there is a difference. This one has the gold chest piece kind of curved like that and a little bit bigger there. And also the star is a little smaller on the Zeo Racer one, so it's more pronounced on this guy here. And yeah, out of these two, I'm not sure which one I like better. I like the helmet better on the key pack one for sure. because the star looks more proportioned with the helmet. It doesn't look as tiny as on there. But you know, I kind of like the little circle ring thing. I don't know which one is more accurate, to be honest. So I'm not sure, you know, in terms of that. But, I mean, they both, you know, don't look too bad. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, so there's that. Oh, and a quick little comparison. Here's the one with the Sentai version. It was an Zeo Ranger, I think. And he does have the curved little band there. So that's one little difference there to note. Okay. Alright, here's the Blue Ranger for Zeo. And he also looks pretty good. So all of these guys are just going to have the not as curved version there. But I like all the helmets. I think they all look pretty good. So that's definitely pretty nice. And there's that. Yes, I know usually you should flip up the arms and stuff to flip the key part. But for purposes of just showing you guys real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time with that. So there is the Yellow Ranger. Nice to get more Yellow Ranger keys. That's always a bonus there. So looks great. Helmet design, everything. Yeah, I mean, just everything looks pretty good overall. And there you go. So if you have the app, you can try scanning these. I think it should work. So yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, time for Turbo. So these Turbo guys also look pretty sweet. Kind of hold this here just so you are able to see it a bit more clearly. Yeah, the helmet is very detailed. Obviously the paint is not like 100% perfect, because when you're getting to that tiny of detail, it's very hard, but it's pretty impressive though. I actually think it's quite detailed for what it is. So that's tiny amount of space, but some decent amount of paint on the helmet. So I think the helmets definitely look pretty nice on these. And yeah, this guy looks pretty good. And there's that right there. So this is the first time I got the Turbo key. I didn't have any more, but I do have the one from Sentai to compare. So there's that. So this one obviously has a bit more space to deal with the paint stuff, and you have the light kind of sticking out a bit more. I call it the light, but you know, that's kind of what it is. It's like the headlights for the car. And this one he has like an outline with black lines all over him, but he doesn't, the one on the right. Which I don't know, it's very basic. The one thing about this is just one giant, like just one little gold block in the middle there. So that does look kind of odd on him. I think the helmet is great. The chest piece is a little lacking slightly, but not a big deal. Blue Ranger, so here is Justin. Yeah, again, this one, great helmet paint and everything on there. Yeah, it looks really nice. Let's flip this guy. And there you go. And then we have the green Turbo Ranger. Trying to get it to focus a bit more, the camera. Yeah, so he also has some interesting paint there. Oh, is that lopsided? It's a little lopsided, I think. The helmet paint, that's kind of lame. I mean, I'm not one that like cares too much. Like, I'm not really one that like searches all the packs and tries to find perfect paint or anything like that. That is something to keep an eye out for, though, in case you are somebody that does really care about that. Unless this is like a, you know, like one of the big collectible items where you're spending a ton of money on that kind of stuff. That's really when I like want to make sure. But on these, I'm not. I mean, it's annoying, definitely, but it's not like that big of a deal for me personally. All right. So oh wait, yeah, I did a comparison with the guy. All right, in space. Here we have Andros. And yeah, looks pretty good. I like the helmets. Very basic chest piece with just the line across, which it looks kind of lame to me, but I mean, it would have been nice. I guess they had different colors on them, right? I mean, I guess that would have been too much for them to do with different colors and everything, but that would have looked nicer. It's not really that much different than the Sentai one. It's still a line all the way across. And, you know, the helmet is a bit wider there, height-wise, I guess. But that's maybe just because it's a bigger helmet. Yeah, so these keys are kind of plain, but that's just sort of with the design. It would have been nice to have a bit more paint there, but... Alright, and Blue Ranger for In Space. So there we go. This one on mine is slightly missing some paint there, a little bit. So that is kind of a bit noticeable, and it's kind of messy there too. So, that one's a little annoying. So definitely something to kind of keep an eye on, guys, when you're getting these. But yeah, there's that. All right, Black Ranger time. So here we go. Looks pretty good overall. Don't really have. Only have a handful of Black Ranger keys, but I think they look nice. Nice solid black. A little shiny, a little bit too. So pretty cool. All right, on to Time Force, one of my favorite seasons. And yes, there was another Time Force Ranger key. I knew there was, and I couldn't find it, but it was hiding underneath something else, so that's why I couldn't find it earlier. So I will show you a comparison in just a second, but yeah, it looks pretty sweet. All right, where is it? There it is. Here's, on the left is the Time Force one that came with the cycle. So this one came with the cycle. So in terms of differences, the biggest difference immediately that you'll notice is the chest piece. The little triangle part is much smaller on the Ranger Key Pack version. The helmet looks basically the same, I believe. Maybe it's a teeny bit more paint on the Ranger Key Pack one. Same amount of like silver though, it looks like. Actually no, this silver extends a bit more onto the hands, and this one not quite as far. But that's kind of the main difference there. And which one do I like better? I don't know. Yeah, maybe the one on the right looks kind of nice, but maybe something in between would have been best. But if I had to pick one, I'd say the one on the right looks a little bit nicer. I just think it looks a bit more like clean looking in a way. And I really like the silver that they use for the paint. It's very shiny and stuff. Looks really good. Here is the comparison with the Sentai one. The helmets on these look a little odd to me because the triangle part doesn't extend as much, which I don't remember how it was on the show, but this just looks off to me. And you'll see here the triangle's in the middle almost, so that would have kind of been a bit more perfect. But there's your comparison there. Alright, Blue Ranger time for Time Force. Time for Time Force, get it? Alright, so there's that. Looks pretty solid. Blue is my favorite color, and I love the combo with silver, so I think this key looks great. I like the silver pieces on there. Great little combo there. And yeah, looks good. And Green Ranger. So here he is, Trip. Also looks pretty solid. So on the camera it almost looks like it's two different shades of green, but it really isn't in reality. So I don't know, it's coming across a little bit that way, but it's really not. It's really the same, you know, green. And there's your little key there. The code, I mean. Alright, Ninja Storm. So here we have a new key here. Didn't have any Ninja Storm keys before. But it looks great. I think the helmet is done really well. The gold looks great. I love the symbol on there is great. Oops, there's the key flipped open. And yeah, these guys, they look great. I like it. And comparison with the Japanese key. Not really much different there. Basically the same kind of thing. Although he does have some gold right there, actually. And this one doesn't. But, I mean, really, not much of a difference there. As you can see, basically the same thing. And it looks nice. I like it. The Ninja Storm pack is pretty sweet because then you have all these other unique ones too, like a light blue colored key, which we don't have. So finally a female Ranger key, Tori. And it looks good. I like it. I like this light blue color. It's pretty cool. I think the helmet looks great. And if I flip this open, you know, looks good. Yeah, pretty sweet. Alright, time for the Yellow Ranger from Ninja Storm. Again, the helmet looks great. Good stuff there. The yellow is almost like on the back here, almost like a solid, like a bit of a shiny, it's not really shiny, but it's like a pretty solid yellow color, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but whatever. So there's that. Oops, I'm dropping this guy. Alright, SPD emergency! It's time for SPD. Alright, here we go. And, looks pretty good. Pretty interesting looking Ranger key. And I do have a comparison with the Delta Runner came the SPD Red Ranger key. Now when you're looking at these two, the chest piece is pretty similar. I don't really see much different there. Most everything looks very similar, except maybe the little, that piece there, here it's kind of broken up slightly more, and not as thick, a little bit, very minor differences. The helmet is kind of the biggest difference, and it's more just there's a lot more paint there, and not as much, you know, on the right side there. I think I prefer the one on the right a little bit more. Maybe if it would have added a bit more paint in the middle there, not made it as thin in the middle, but other than that, I mean, I think they're both very similar, as you can see. But I think the one on the right is slightly better. So Ranger key packs do have some little differences there. And here is the one for Deca Ranger. As you can see, very similar there. The main difference being you have like kind of a silvered little thing there, and there they kind of actually show the little design. Yeah. Alright, SPD Blue Ranger. Also looks great. Definitely looks pretty good. And there's that. Okay, and last but not least, he's very buttery. It's SPD Green. Looks pretty good. Now, the one main difference with this guy is look at the little number. It's outlined in white. Those other guys are not outlined. I don't know why. Like, I like the outline because on some of these, it's a little harder to really even see the number from a distance. And like this guy, I prefer the outline. I think it looks great, actually. So he's one of my favorite, you know, keys out of all these, the SPD ones, and out of all of them, really. He's pretty sweet looking. I really wish they would have kept it consistent and given the others the white line. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, it just seems really odd that only one of them has the outline and the others don't. So I guess because he's very special, he's very buttery, so they thought to butter him up a bit, I guess, and give him extra pizzazz. I don't know. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. I like the outline. I wish the others would have had that. So that's that. Now I have the legendary Morpher here. So let's turn this on. And I'm not going to do every single key because a lot of them all play the same sounds. I'm just going to do the Red Rangers here. So the Red Rangers play actually all the keys in each season just play the season name. So let's do that. He kind of fits in there really hard. There we go. Alright, it says Mighty Morphin, then do it again, and There you go. And yeah, these guys are a bit more of a tighter fit, so that's kind of interesting. Just one little thing to note about those keys there. All right, let's try Zeo. Yeah, definitely tighter fit. Okay. Yeah. All right, Turbo. All right. We have In Space. Would have been nice for them to have different sounds other than the communicator after every season. Time Force. All right. Ninja Storm. And last but not least, we have SPD. Alright, so those are the sounds that the legendary Morpher plays with these keys. Again, like if any of these three Mighty Morphins say Mighty Morphin, any of the three Zeo say Zeo, so I don't want to do every single key. But I will show you all of the keys scanned in the card scanner app, so let me get all of these keys ready and transformed. Alright, got the keys here, got the app, oops, there we go, and let's start scanning the keys and see what happens. So Ranger Key mode, scan Ranger Key. Let's try and do this.
It's Morphin time!
That's right, I'm the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. So I like how they actually say the color name there. I'm going to skip the battle. I'm just going to hit home. So for all the rest of these, I'm just going to do quick cuts. You're just going to see me scan them real quick and the actual final thing. So let's go.
Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin. Black.
Why is his head tilted? The helmet was tilted. That's so weird. He's tilted too. Guess they really couldn't find a better picture of the helmet.
In space. Red.
Is that helmet blurry?
In space.
There.
In space. Black. Time Force. Red. Time Force. Blue.
One thing, by the way, that I think I've noticed with the game is you'll see right now the villain's kind of in like a vortex sort of background, which kind of fits Time Force. So when I scan another season, I'll show you, because they all kind of seem to have different backgrounds there, which is kind of interesting.
Time Force. Green.
See, same little vortex background there, although random villain.
Ninja Storm. Red.
It's an interesting choice of weapon for him to have. Now you'll notice the background's kind of like a jungle sort of thing, because I guess maybe because the Ninja Storm Rangers, their like temple area was like in the jungle, maybe? I don't know. But it's a different background because it's a different season, so there's that. So it's definitely something kind of interesting to note. And I bet you once I scan this key, you'll see that it's also the same background for Ninja Storm, so you'll see a jungle background for the villain as well.
Ninja Storm. Blue.
And yep, jungle background there.
Ninja Storm. Yellow. SPD. Red.
Alright, and the background for the SPD Rangers is kind of like a city or something. So every season has its own little background in the game. So that's one neat little touch there, I guess.
SPD. Blue.
Last but not least, there's somebody buttery. The sideways helmet.
SPD. Green.
Alright, so that covers it for all of the Ranger key packs in the for Wave 2 in the card scanner, or the scanner app, I guess, not just card scanner, but keys as well. Now I'll just do a quick little shot of all of the currently released keys together. And now I present to you the legendary battle! Dun 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 dun. Look at that epicness right there. Look at that. That just looks awesome. So right here, are all 14 packs of Ranger keys from Wave 1 and Wave 2, and a little red Alien Ranger thrown in there too that came with the deluxe hand gear. So there you go, 15 Red Rangers, looks pretty sweet, and all the other guys filled in. I didn't put any of the extras. There are extras from getting the Zords and stuff. There's the like translucent Super Megaforce Red. I didn't put any of those, but these are all unique Ranger keys, and they look awesome, and I can't wait to get even more. There are definitely more seasons out there. Jungle Fury, Operation Overdrive, RPM. There's other seasons that we have not gotten yet, so expect another wave of Ranger Key packs. Probably not for a while, because none of the packaging shows them so far. So it's probably going to be more of a fall item, which means maybe in the summer or early fall is when we'll get more Ranger Key packs. But who knows? I was kind of surprised to see the Wave 2 pack so soon, so maybe we'll get them sooner. But there's that. Definitely check these out if you're interested in stores. Wave 2 Ranger Keys should start showing up. They're slowly making their way into stores. I got mine off of Amazon, and so definitely check there as well if you're interested. But these look great together. All those that complain about the small size of the Ranger keys, you can still make an epic little display like this. This is just awesome. So really cool stuff, and I'm excited to collect more. I really wish they would have done more female Rangers though, like to have some pink in here and more yellow, and that would have been awesome. But it's such a shame. Maybe it'll be like an exclusive Comic-Con, Power Morphicon thing. Fingers crossed. I hope so. I'd be willing to pay extra money for that kind of thing because I really would love complete teams. That's my biggest disappointment about the Ranger keys. But aside from that, these definitely do look fantastic, and they look really cool together, especially like all the reds kind of all together. Got a big Forever Red thing going there. So that's that. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Lots more Super Megaforce reviews on the way for you. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.